Come with me on a journey to answer life's most difficult question. No, not which starter to choose. Which out of 718 Pokemon are my top 10 favorites? It wasn't easy, but that just goes to show that there's so many great Pokemon. Seriously, it's like trying to choose my favorite pet. If my pets could shoot laser beams. Oh no, is that number 10? Mew. Is there anything more sickeningly cute? Mewtwo may have been top dog, but I just couldn't help rooting for the little guy. Or girl. What's it? Other cutesy legendaries have come and gone, but none have been as memorable as Mew. Not only is Mew cute, but its backstory is also quite interesting. Because it can use all kinds of moves, many scientists believe Mew to be the ancestor of Pokemon. What? Seriously, like, all of them? Whoa. For me, Mew embodies the sense of mystery and discovery that got me excited to play Pokemon in the first place, which makes it more than worthy of legendary status. And, you know, it's super cute. Here's 9. When I first heard about Rotom, I thought it was literally the stupidest thing ever created. That was around the time Gen 5 came out, which was when the whole ice cream debacle was going on. And I might even say Rotom was part of the reason why I had trouble getting back into the series. So why then is it number 9? Because I was completely wrong. The more I learned about Rotom and started actually using him, the more I really started to like his design and pretty much everything else about him. Sure, he reeks of the brave little toaster, but there's something hilariously ironic about getting your butt whooped by a refrigerator. Rotom may put the OU in overused, but for good reason. His typing is amazing, and he can fit on pretty much any team. I can understand the hate, but it's definitely not an opinion I share. I love Rotom. It's 8. It's great. The reason I like Gastrodon is, he's just so, I don't know. He looks squishy. I'm especially partial to the EC variant, which is all blue and green and stuff. Especially on rain teams, Gastrodon is one of my favorite Pokemon to Toxic Stall with. And with Ice Beam, even grass types need to be wary. For added troll factor, there's also Storm Drain, which gives him an immunity to water on top of electric. In other words, he's pretty much the worst thing that's ever happened to Wash Rotom. I'll fear the squishy slug. 777. I'm gonna let you in on a secret. It's not really a secret. I love blue robots. Especially ones related to the variable X. No clue why. Given how hard it is to actually get a Metagross, I haven't actually gotten to play around with it very much. That said, he's just way too awesome not to include. Seriously, that design, that movement, that supercomputer intelligence, not to mention a punch that can send your arse to the moon. Metagross is definitely something I want on my side. A robotic tank that can fly. Shut up and take my money! And it's 6. If I had to compare Terrakion to something, it would be a bulldozer. Huh. Bulldozer. Even with fairies running around, a choice band in close combat will ruin anybody's day. Did I mention he's a musketeer? While we're on the subject, does anyone else find it weird that the Musketeers, which is a French story, didn't have anything to do with Kalos? It seems like a missed opportunity. Oh well, all that matters is that Terrakion owns face. Aside from that, out of the 4 Swords of Justice, he seems like the most down-to-earth, which I like. Wait a minute. Rock type. Down to... I'm just gonna stop. Yep. Just stop. It's 5. Or an S. Hitting like a truck is nice and all, but what if you could do that physically and specially? Say hello to Latios. Thanks to Psyshock, Latios can cover both stats with only special attack. In other words, nothing is safe. Except steel and fairy types. And yeah, bug, ghost, and dark types are kind of a hassle too. But that's the price you pay for being an atomic bomb of a Pokemon. We all know Latios is good, but is he worthy of 5th place? Well, obviously I think so. It's true that he doesn't look as organic as a lot of other Pokemon, but I think that might be part of what I actually like. Yeah, Rotom, Metagross, and now this. I like machines, I can't help it. Latios looks like a cruise missile, and he's got the power and speed to back it up. I haven't had any time with Latios, but nope, not as cool. Next. 4! Years ago, I was traveling on Route 45, when all of a sudden, a wild Skarmory came shrieking out of the bushes. And for whatever reason, I've loved the silly thing ever since. I can't explain why exactly, but I do have a theory. Yeah, it's kind of mechanical, Steel's my favorite type, but it's more than that. I think what really draws me to Skarmory is how original it is. I mean, flying types are usually pretty frail, but not Skarmory, oh no. This thing is a beast. It can take a beating and then roost off the damage. And it has a great support move pool too. Spike, Stealth Rock, Whirlwind, and Toxic, this thing does everything. Sure, Fortress and later Ferrothorn and Klefki stole some of its thunder, but to me, Skarmory will always rule the roost. Sonbon! Translators note Sonbon means 3. I like frogs. I like ninja. I like scarves. So, Greninja is pretty much the best thing ever to me. Certainly the best thing to come out of Gen 6, that's for sure. Don't get me wrong, Gen 6 had some really good Pokemon. I really like Goodra and Talonflame and, the key one. To make it even better, or worse if you're sick of seeing him, is the fact that he's a really good Pokemon, and definitely one of the best out of Gen 6. A lot of that has to do with his ability Protean, which changes his type to whatever move he's using. Want to send in a grass type? Nope, he's a bug type now. He's definitely not the bulkiest Pokemon, but with his speed and some good prediction, he's really hard to pin down. And just when you think you have the perfect switch, he just U-turned. But really, all I need to say is 2 words. Ninja Frog. He's so cool. Number 2. There were 2 things from my childhood that convinced me of the awesomeness of bugs. Beetleborgs and Scyther. But you know what would make a bug even better? That's right, Steel type. Scizor just screams power. Maybe not in a bro, do you even lift kinda way. More in a kinda sci-fi robotic sorta way. Kinda Mega Man-y, actually. Especially Mega Scizor, who gets the clamps! Scizor is definitely one Pokemon that I'd like, even if he wasn't competitive. But fact is, he's awesome in pretty much every way. I can't even tell you how many times Scizor has clutched out a win. And even when a jerk Volcarona knocks him out, he still looks like a boss. It all comes down to this, my number 1 favorite Pokemon. After an exhaustive search that only resulted in 72 migraines, one stands above the rest. Number 1 is Charizard. From the very beginning, there was never any doubt. From the moment I picked up that box, I had to have a Charizard. Well, will you pick a Squirtle, a Bulbasaur? No, shut up. No, Charmander. Charmander now. I don't even dislike the other original starters. Actually, I like them quite a bit, but I absolutely adore the Charmander line. So much so that almost every generation I have one on my team. Even when Ash's Charizard was being a total butt, you just couldn't help but root for him. Even going off of the games, he's a fiercely competitive Pokemon, with the Pokedex claiming it never fights an opponent weaker than itself. So let's get this straight. He's a freaking dragon, he's super powerful, and he's honor-bound to only fight strong opponents? This thing is freaking sweet! Despite his popularity, he wasn't exactly OP. Until X and Y came along. 2 amazing megas later, Charizard is seeing the most use possibly ever. With Charizard X being the poster boy for megas, the hype train doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. And that's certainly fine with me, cause honestly, I think he's the coolest Pokemon ever. But hey, that could just be the 10-year-old in me talking. So what do you guys think? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Cause, I mean, you know, your favorite Pokemon are probably pretty cool too. Also, be sure to do that thing where you click a thing and then you see more of my videos, cause that'd be cool for both of us. Till next time. The reason I like Gastrodon is,
He's a gas!
Thanks for that.
But I sound terrible. I was like, gas!